Ask Practical Doug. Oh, silky.
Meow.
Yeah. So for those of you who are not aware, there's a small Doug that lives inside the larger Doug, and that Doug is known as Practical Doug. And Practical Doug helps Big Doug navigate the world. And our listeners and our fans and our viewers, and if you even if you're not one of those, even Cosmic Kitty, you can, if you'd like, submit a question to Ask Practical Doug on our social medias, hashtag Ask Practical Doug, on our Discord. If you come join the stream live on Tuesdays or even Saturdays on the video game stream, you can ask Practical Doug a question and he will answer it. In today's Ask Practical Doug question, I think today might be the day that we have to do it, Doug.
Yeah.
Yep. I think, actually, let's do the new one. We got one day. This comes from Slotty. Okay. So Slotty, we just moved to Michigan and we're looking for a house. We've got a short-term lease in an apartment while we're looking for a house. And Slotty is imagining what happens when we finally buy that house, my wife and I. So he says one day Justin is exploring this new home. And he finds a small hidden panel and pops it open. And he opens up to find this scene. And Doug will be showing a photo on the stream. And we'll describe it to you here for all those listening to the audio version. It is a very small crawl space that looks like it's in the attic. You can see where the slant of the roof is. And there's just some plywood on the ground. Very dark. The light from the camera is the only thing illuminating a row of probably about 20 to 25 naked, hairless mannequins, some of which are dismembered. And there's a pile of something in the back that's dark and we can't see what it is. It is a horrifying scene. And Slotty wants to know, I happen upon this, what should Justin do next with his new home, Doug?
So I've just now shared the image.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there you go. It looks like there's like Christmas decorations in the back.
Is that what you think it is?
It kind of looks like a Christmas tree.
I guess. Now that I zoom in, if you zoom in towards the Christmas tree, do you see
the small child? Yeah,
the little Easter egg there, and it is on its hands.
It's on all fours.
There's a baby mannequin, and it is in the crawl position, and that is probably the most disturbing thing. I just got goosebumps. I don't like this in the slightest. I'm feeling very uncomfortable.
Whew. So Justin's exploring his new home as you want to do.
First thing is I asked the inspector, why didn't you find this?
Right. Maybe they did. And they're like, yeah, I mean, it's structurally sound. Everything looks good. Okay. Why would they report it? It's just stuff,
Well, it's the devil stuff.
You don't know that. So you find this hidden panel, you open it up, you find this scene. What should Justin do next? Well, I tell you what, if you've joined any of our Jackbox streams or heard of any of the ongoing jokes, this sounds like the genesis of Doug's Fuckbots right here is what this looks like. This looks like where you could be like, all right, I got an idea. All right. We charge $5 a person. They come up, they fuck these mannequins, They can rent them out.
So instead of striking a match and lighting fire to the entire operation, you're saying that we turn it into a positive. Ignore the fact that this is 100% a haunted hellscape up here, and you're saying turn it into a business, a thriving business.
Yes,
if you will.
A sex positive brothel. And
this is if Uncle Doug's Puzzle Basement and Doug's Sex Bots combined, it would become.
I have a feeling the same guy runs both.
Yeah.
I feel like it's it's a second business.
It's a second business. The first one was going so well.
Yeah, he's like, we'll just get another one here. I think I'd have to say in real life, I would probably be pretty unsettled by it. Not as much as like the picture makes it seem pretty awful. I just kind of be like, that's an awful lot of mannequins, and that one doesn't have a leg, and that one's obviously a child, and it's on all fours, and a Christmas tree. There's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Why? What were these used for? Were they used for other holiday decorations? Because I've seen like people around my neighborhood, they've had some mannequins up for Halloween decorations and stuff like that.
That's fair. That's fair.
There's an awful lot of them. So it's not as creepy as I initially thought. It's unusual. I wouldn't want to go sleep up there.
There's more. If you zoom in behind the tree, there are some that are standing up against the wall.
Oh yeah.
So there is. It's safe to presume that this is an attic full of mannequins.
Yeah, it's good to say that. Like I thought that was just a wall. I think this is just one corner.
This is an attic, and look, if we're going to extrapolate, this attic is packed literally to the rafters with mannequins.
We should probably also note that these are all female mannequins.
Accurate.
There are no male mannequins here. These are all female. This got a little creepier.
Yep. Yep.
All female, and then there's the baby.
I'm not liking anything about this, including the Christmas tree. Not liking that either.
Because that looks like it was just chucked up there.
Yep.
These kind of look like they were delicately laid out,
Those are placed with a purpose.
They are. And,
So, Doug, are we leaning back towards me just striking a match and ending it all there?
No, I mean, now that we know they're all female, I think it really reinforces my initial thought that this needs to be the birthplace of Doug's fuckbots.
Justin's not happy. Yep. I don't like it. And I understand that that's the practical solution. The actual solution would be immediately moving out and cutting our losses.
But it's the perfect house.
I'll tell you what, Doug. I find this house, I will sell it to you for a very handsome price.
Let me flip this back around to you. What would your house have to have for you not to light a match and start over?
A priest?
No, I'm saying like you found the house. This is the house. It's the perfect house. Yet it has this.
Initially, I was going to say I would need a sit down with the previous owner to ask why. But I don't know that would help. That might make things worse. So what feature would it need to have, you're asking? What feature would it need to have in order for me to be like, I'll just clean this out and we'll pretend this never happened?
Yeah. Because it's like, yeah, but I mean, the recording studio's here, or, right. It comes with a full camera setup.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
Oh, wait, that would make it worse. It's like, oh, yeah, this is a huge studio, lights.
One of the things that I've always loved is when you see those houses that have like the bookcase that opens up and it's like a secret room back there, and they have it like it's tall, they got like a leather chair and tall bookshelves, and it's kind of a cool, like just hidden room. I was going to say that because I've always loved that. But again, that would probably, like the camera setup would just make it worse.
Yeah.
I think what it would have to have, one thing that I'm really, really hoping we find, we saw one house with this, is that in the back on the garage, above the garage, is what could be considered like an apartment. Basically, like it's built out, it's insulated, it's got carpeting, staircase. I would love to have an office back there. So if we had one where like it was a nice garage that had a nice like apartment room thing above it in the back, that'd be very hard for me to turn that house down, even finding this.
Good to know.
Very hard.
Good to know.
Are you looking? Are you helping me now?
I was just curious. I was just like, yeah, man, like it's kind of like, the situation where you're going on a date with someone and they did one thing, like, would you stay or would you be like, nope, I'm out,
Like, she's got a room full of spiders and
she calls them her babies,
Exactly.
You're like, nope, I'm out. Bye.
Again, don't like that.
Bye.
I just, in my mind, I'm thinking like cut to Doug. As soon as we get off of here, somehow you find my realtor and you're like, hey, I got a thing I want to do.
Yeah. Right.
Let me know when they find a place.
Listen, when they find the house, I've got, $1,000 that's going to be spent wisely here. Like, we'll have a good time.
I'm playing the stock markets. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm doing
for one reason and one reason only. It's Justin hid a bunch of fucking gems in my house as a housewarming, as part of the Infinity Gauntlet. I got something for him.
Right. I'm making Uncle Doug's Christmas puzzle attic.
Yeah, it'll be great. There's mannequins hidden in your house, Justin. Good luck finding him. You're like,
If
oh,
you just said that and then turned and left, it would be the most unsettling.
it'd be
They're
fine.
hidden in your house. Good luck finding them.
Yeah, right. You're like, wait, what? How many are there? You're like,
Every time
I'll tell you in a month. See if you got them all.
Every time the house were to settle just a little bit and a creak happened, I'd be like, well, that's it.
Like,
That's it.
Jesus
the
Christ.
mannequins have come to get me. Yeah.
You're like, what do you mean? Where are they? I'm like, they're everywhere. They could be in the drywall. They could be buried in the backyard.
That might even be worse if you were renovating a house and you opened the wall and there were mannequins in the wall.
They're just
That
frozen.
Would be worse. That
Yeah.
would be so much worse.